I got Mr. QP in the building. Sunny, one of the OGs. Sunny is here. Can you say hello, Sunny?
Hi.
So, Sunny, you're in New York, right?
Yes, I am.
So, Sunny was one of the OGs. Like, when I first started the whole Thursday Night Live thing, it was just me doing videos, trying this whole live broadcast thing out on YouTube before I got put in YouTube prison. And the only conversational access I had was people typing their either their questions or their responses to me to respond to, you know, verbally, if you will. So Sunny is in here in real time with her voice live, as it were, coming to you live. Yes.
Yeah, I can't do the video thing. So.
That's quite all right. Come as you are, as the phrase we all know at this point, right? We got Mr. Dewayne and Tanisha Washington in the building, and the crowd goes wild. Woo! Match made in
my man up today. He ain't sleep today. We sleep last time.
And we also have
showed you on the camera.
Mr. Nicoley-Boo, check 1, check 2. And of course, yours truly, hi guys. So
la 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 la.
Hey. La 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 la. I see what you QP, you on one tonight. I see you, son.
I'm on one, man. You know, I got these good pills, man. I told you I got the good medicine right now.
That part. So we all have we're all in a private discussion group on Facebook that I started too. And so I sent out a little query amongst the people, and you all decided. I was like, hey, y'all want to keep in keeping with what we said we were gonna do from last time, and so somebody who's not here right now, who I'm just gonna leave nameless, said something about, hey, I'm here for that, or whatever curveballs you want to throw at us. And thus a conversation about balls ensued.
Yeah.
I didn't get the word. Make sure my lipstick is straight.
Balls, juice everywhere.
Balls and conversations about balls and stuff.
Oh.
All right.
Look, I don't want to get started on the story, and then I'll be like, because I really gotta walk in. For real.
Okay.
I'm paying for it, so.
But that part right there.
I'm gonna catch up. I'm gonna catch up with y'all next time.
Can you say who you're recording with tonight?
Faces. I'm recording with my man, No Joe.
No Joe. No Joe. I said hello.
Yep, No Joe Wallace, man. That's my little producer, homie. He did my last two projects, actually. He's 19.
Okay, that may be a different No Joe. Then I'm thinking about Norris Johnson. This is a different person?
That's his son. You know Norris Johnson?
Shut your whole face up.
Yes, what the heck? That's his little son that I work with. Everybody knows his dad.
Little bit of trivia. For your mind. Hey, Bri-guy. Another OG is in the building with us. Brian Wilkes, y'all. He was part
why gotta be OG? Why is that?
Well, I'm gonna explain it. Because you were part of the original Thursday Night Live situation before I got put in YouTube prison. We can hardly see you. The light is dim in there, by the way, Bri-guy.
Can everyone hear and see me?
We can hear you fine, but you're a shadow.
Oh, I don't know why.
Can you put some light on your face?
Oh, okay. It's very dark.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a minute, because, the light's behind me. So
it's going to be fun. We got some balance up in this piece. Oh.
Yeah, see, I'm saying he got me now. He got me. I can get off on this one.
So, yeah, no Joe. So, we've been Facebook friends forever. We've been, shouting out each other's stuff and, dapping each other via Facebook and whatnot for years. And then I did my first music video for Diva's Anthem, right? Mm-hmm. So, let me make sure I got this right. His wife's name starts with a T, yes? She was my stylist.
I just call her Nojo Mama. She styled, okay, so she got a whole
stylist for Diva's Anthem. Her name is Keisha Johnson.
So I've been helping their son, like, that's who I've been helping out. He was 8, he turned 19. Yeah, I mean, kind of, I guess you could say that.
Well, right the heck on, doggone it. Get your mentorship on. I'm here for it.
The chillings.
Yes, the churns. Yes, sir.
But yeah, y'all be good. I don't want to disturb y'all too much. I'll be back next week, though.
Thank you so much for stopping in. Have a great session tonight. We're cheering you on. We're cheering you on. We're sending energy with you. So, how is everybody tonight, first and foremost?
Good.
Doing well. Very well.
Excellent. So balls, hey. Balls. Y'all want some curve balls tonight?
Let's do it.
What you got?
what you got for me? What you got for me? Well, us will be a part of the discussion, but that part. Well, so I have a theory. And mine is on the subject of curveballs. This is a big curveball. I'm about to throw at everybody, but I'm gonna wait my turn. Who wants to go first?
Let me sit this one out, first of all, panel, because I didn't get a chance to rewatch it. And so I had a discussion with you before. I wasn't really tuned in. I meant to watch it twice since I've seen it. Never had time, never could commit the time. So I'm going to kind of sit this out and let the pros have at it. Let you have at your theories.
Well, let us know. What was it sounds to me like you're saying it basically kind of moved a little slow for you, yeah?
I just didn't get it clear. I didn't get to hone in and see if I could detect things I'd heard about it, things I missed about it. I didn't get to do any of that. I have to get a good, clear copy and just watch it again, uninterrupted, and commit that 2 hours. And I just hadn't done that. So I don't even want to speak on it. Right. It was kind of in puzzles and jigsaws a little bit. Yeah.
Agreed. Okay. Who's got next?
Oh my gosh. I was really looking forward to listening to QP's first because his mind goes all over the place. I'm just so disappointed. So it's like I don't know where to begin with it. There were a lot of puzzles. There was a lot of numerology. There was a lot of parallel. I'll say one thing that still kind of puzzles me is the rabbit thing. Like, why were they forced to eat raw rabbits? I still don't understand the eating raw rabbit part.
Well, let me ask you a question. What else would be down the rabbit hole?
That's good. That's good.
That part is, I'm still like, I don't know if that.
What else do you expect to find down the rabbit hole? If not rabbits.
True. But why did that have to be their nourishment? And why did it have to be raw?
That part too. I mean, if they could get access to red jumpsuits and scissors, they could get and a single glove.
That was the other thing. I understand why they
could get a microwave. They could get a microwave. They could do that.
Ew, microwave rabbit.
They could find a microwave.
That was like the last thing I thought about. I was obsessed with the little boy, Jason, or Justin, or whatever his name was.
It was Jason. There's a spinoff theory about Jason too.
Oh yes. Well, I kind of thought that toward the middle of the movie. So
because of the mask, eh?
The only thing I thought about him was, which is obvious, that she switched him out because the other one burned himself.
Interesting.
So she wanted a perfect child, so she switched them out.
Ooh. I didn't even think about that part. Oh my goodness.
I don't either.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that took me a couple days.
That made a whole lot of sense because it's it was obvious that he was switched, but the reason why.
Yeah, I think because he wasn't perfect anymore, so she switched them out.
Interesting. So did anybody gather the whole "we are our own worst enemy" aspect of things, or we can be our own worst? Was that pretty clearly? I ain't gonna lie to you, y'all. There was a couple. Listen. So I was in Poland when I saw the movie, right? Oh, let me tell you this. So the Polish dollar, right, or at least in Szczecin, Poland, where I was, the dollar was like 3.8 of theirs to one of ours, right? We go to the movies at 10-something at night. When they did the conversion, I went to the Dead Gum Movies for $5.60, son.
That's very nice.
I went and saw the movie at night for matinee price back here.
Do they like black folks over there?
I can't. Goodbye. So
I went to one of those fancy theaters to see it, where they serve you food and drinks and all that stuff.
Gotcha.
Just because that's where I was near there, so, but it was nice.
You took in the whole experience.
Those are real movie theaters.
Yeah. Because I'm not a movie theater. I don't go to movies. I go to movies maybe if once a year. That's a lot. Maybe once every 2 or 3 years. So,
that's
but I
kind
had
of
to see this one.
That's kind of.
I can't sit that long for like 2 hours. I just get antsy. So I like to be able to pause it, go get something to eat, something to drink, that kind of thing.
Watch it at your own pace, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
That part.
Yeah. But when the movie ended, I was kind of sitting there like, okay, what did I just see? I didn't understand it. I had to really think about it for a couple of days to start getting meanings out of it. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I want to go back and see it again, because the very first man that was standing on the beach with his hands outstretched and the blood dripping off, I know they showed him again toward the end of the movie, and for some reason, it just seemed, was it the guy that was holding the Jeremiah 29:11 sign, even though he had got carried off the beach in an ambulance?
Yeah, that was the same guy, I think.
It looked like it was the same guy, but I mean, it was so fast, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, that was him.
And I'm like, okay, so I thought
wasn't he basically the beginnings of that chain?
Yeah, the very first one to come up.
He was the first link in the Hands Across America
chain.
chain.
Wait a minute. Okay, that was the tether.
So he's standing by himself with his hands outstretched, waiting for other people to come grab his hand.
Yep.
That took me a second to figure out too, because I'm like, crazy.
Oh, see, I didn't even know that. About him holding his hands out.
Waiting for the chain to start, exactly, or to catch up with him, as it were.
Right.
So it's funny in a way. In a way, I ain't gonna lie to you, y'all. Listen. I prayed some. I did some things to take care of myself emotionally and spiritually before I went in there. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, But I gotta tell you, some things about this was just the overarching theme of one being their own. First of all, their biggest, your own biggest contender, right? You're your biggest competition. You can't outdo anybody else at being them. On their worst day, you can't outdo them at being them. The best you got is to outdo your yesterday and to best your best, right? So, did I get an amen or two? Okay, all right. So with all of that said, I was prior to this movie, and I really saw it in front of my face, and I have been since the movie, dealing with myself. There are a lot, of course, we all social media friends. I'm branding and marketing myself as best as I can via social media, but I got a real life that doesn't exist on social media, and it's not always pretty. I give myself away, as they say, right? It's not always pretty. And so I'm at an age right now where, I don't talk ugly, but sometimes I think ugly thoughts, okay? And I grew up underneath the domino table. And I used to hear this phrase said regularly: shit or get off the pot.
Huh?
Okay? And so that's where I am. That's where I am. I got to do something or move. Yo. You know what I'm saying? So I'm working really hard at purging as much as I need to that doesn't serve me anymore personally, so that I can become my best me, for crying out loud, before I leave this place, And so I don't know, it was really real for me. Just looking at Lupita and Lupita. You know what I'm saying? Looking at them, and they're squaring off with each other. Take that. No, you take that. That whole thing. And I'm just like, wow, this is me right now. Like, this really is me, seriously. So I got to do some crap, like, for real. It's time.
It made me think of this album that I wanted to do when I was younger, where
do it.
I imagined the cover, and I scrapped the idea because I was afraid of like being put out the church or something, being a preacher's daughter. But I wanted one day to be, like everything that's me outside the church, and then but the cover would have been me facing me, one in the choir robe or something, and then the other one like the bad side, and taking like the microphone cord from the choir stand and like wrapping it around the choir robe person's neck. And
some I Am Sasha Fierce kind of.
This was years. It made me think about that.
And it's so interesting because people will interpret whatever the heck they want to into your artistic expression. Then there's that part. Yeah. You can literally say in words what you're saying, but what she really meant was. That's a right talk show. Somebody once said, okay, it was Erykah Badu. She said a word and I was like, I'm using it. And the word was offendocracy. I said, God dog. The offendocracy will find a way to demonize you. And it's the truth. Whoever wants to be offended will find a way to doggone be offended.
I'm going to tell you something I've adopted. Your opinion of me is none of my business.
Come on.
Well,
and so I'm not concerned with that at all. I'm never concerned with that.
Yes.
I mean, it's, you know, when you look throughout history, some of the most successful people were demonized, were whatever. I mean, even until they died. I mean, some of the people that we, you know, revere, you know, died in quote unquote shame and still continued in what they did.
Come on.
So I'm not concerned. You know, I mean, I'm so not concerned that I literally can't hear it. I can't hear it at all. And when you can't hear it, people stop bringing you crazy mess too. So it's just not any of my business. You're entitled to whatever you think. You can say whatever you want to say, and that's great. That's none of my business.
That part. That right there.
There's a book that a good mentor and friend and business partner of mine has his whole staff read, and his family. And I've adopted the same thing. I have my whole family read, and I have my whole staff read, so they can understand, you know, my mentality better. And that is the 4 agreements. And I'll just give you one of them is, you don't take nothing personally. So if you can, and let me preface that by saying, I mean, I've gotten death threats, for me and my family. That's still none of my business. I ain't taking that personally. You just got problems.
Wow.
You got nothing to do with me. So when I say that, you know, we've had that at the highest level. You know, we're not just talking about, oh, somebody's mad at you on Facebook. No, somebody want to kill you and your whole family. And peep this. After while the threat is still active, you having to pray for that person, not from afar. You looking at them, laying hands and praying on them. And while I thought that was something that ain't got nothing on, a friend of mine, she had to pastor her childhood molester. Now figure that out.
Check,
you know,
please.
So yeah, I don't know if I could do it.
I need to check. We're good. I'm full. Check, please.
Ooh, I had to be done. But it's just not any of my business. I'm not going to take it personal. I don't really care. I don't really have time to care. Jesus said very simply, if they hated me, man, they going to hate you. Church people hung Jesus on the cross. Church folks, if they hung him on the cross, man, what they going to do? Yeah, it ain't personal. It's just not personal. So the more you not concern yourself with that, the further in life you'll be able to go.
Wow.
I'm going back on mute.
You can't mute after that. No, sucker.
Let the church say yeah. So I had, okay, so y'all ready for the curveball? Where is Melissa? She was the main one talking about curveballs and going on.
Yeah, I caught that. I was like, what's going on now?
We were gonna get Bri-guy in here one way or the other, even if it had to do with it.
Hey, I'm glad things didn't work out. I finally get to join the panel. Finally.
Yes, me too. Me too. Doggone it. It's okay. So here's the curveball. Did y'all notice amongst the tethered, who was able to speak?
Red.
Only her.
Only Red.
Only Red, huh? All anybody else had was grunting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what if the whole movie was a multiple personality disorder episode that Adelaide was having personally? What if the whole movie took place in Adelaide's mind?
That's possible.
Because
So
here's the
check this
thing:
out.
when you have dreams, usually, my understanding is the only person that can communicate in your own dreams is you, because only you know your perspective, or the only perspective you have access to is yours in it.
We're actually filming a movie like that right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's called hashtag adulting, and it's a
Mm-hmm.
little girl. Well, not a little girl, like a teenage girl. She's doing teenage girl stuff and whatever. And so she's at the house and doing dinner,
Mm-hmm.
and she looks up. Her whole family disappeared. Like everybody gone.
my
Plates
God.
and stuff still there. Everybody gone. And it's not a left behind thing. Everybody, she get up, she clean up, she go to school the next day. She live her whole life. Like she graduate, get married and the whole nine, have kids, and one day, she's.
You're spoiling it for me.
Oh. Anyway, and
I'm gonna run out for a minute.
She ain't seen the movie yet. Hold on. She gonna leave. So peep this. So one day she's, doing dinner at the house with her family, and and she kind of, her kids doing what kids do, arguing, fussing, the whole nine. And so she kind of zones out again. But she's grown now. She got husband, kids and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then she zones out. She zones back in. Her whole family's there from
Wow.
before, right? And the whole thing is really, and it's kind of deep. Even her name is deep. Her name is an acronym. It's MIA, M-I-A, but it's like the three different phobias that deal with being alone, right? And so she's 15, 16 years old. One of the fears that those kids have is being alone, going away to school and all that kind of stuff. So the kicker is, though, and it's really alluded to, and it gets, but the kicker is all this happened in her head. Like, so in her head, when she zoned out, she zoned into what life would be like, when she has to go away, when she's alone, without my family, how I'm going to survive without that. But it all happened in her head, right? And you don't figure that. And it's really, you really could watch it and not figure it out. On
some Sixth Sense kind of stuff.
Yeah, you might have to hit that a couple of times before you figure out. It's like, wait a minute, yeah, that was all in her head. Every bit, the whole movie was in it from the beginning, from the third scene.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I have been waiting for Jordan Peele to just give that away. I really have, because to me, now I'm gonna give it a little context too. In Dallas, I'm not sure.
I'm gonna bring my wife back in, so we don't have to talk about the rest of that.
Right on.
Okay, come on.
In context, right,
go ahead.
I actually I auditioned for. I think I can say this. I think I'm safe saying it. I auditioned for, and funny how this happened. It was about a month ago. I received a text message on a Sunday afternoon, and it was a casting call for a play called The Three Faces of Eve. Now, what I didn't know was that the play is based off of a movie, which is from the 1950s, which also is based off of actual events about a woman that had multiple personality disorder. The first is kind of before Sybil, if you will, right?
That was a good movie.
That movie
Sybil was?
No,
right?
All About Eve. That was
Sybil freaked me out.
So so you're familiar, Sonny?
Yes.
Note to self. So I literally got this casting call, just texted to me by this lady. Shout out to Miss Princess, Queen Princess, as it were, who sent me just sent it to me. And so I immediately called because I was like, oh, this is cute. I'll go audition for sport. I like doing stuff like that, just see what can happen. I think it's possible. And it seemed like an interesting role to read for Eve, this woman that has 3 distinguished personalities in one body. So I went and read for the part. It's an all-star, a local Dallas all-star cast. Anastasia Bolden is going to be in it. D. Ellis, so two very well-known comedians out of the DFW are gonna be in the play. There's a couple other people, I can't think of the names right now, but it's happening on June 8th in Dallas. It's 2 shows playing, 1 matinee, 1 evening. Anyway, I want to make sure I plug the show. I really, really want that role. I wanted the role. And
who's filming it?
It's a play, stage play.
Who's gonna film the play?
That's a good question. I can find out for you.
Book.
I see what you did there. Plug for a plug. So I cannot do the play, although I got the doggone part. I got the part, y'all. I got the part. Yes. Got the part. But I can't do the play because I'll be out of the country.
Yeah, that's your busy season for touring. Absolutely.
June 8th, you know what I'm saying? So that. Anywho, so I'm looking at it from that lens, and I'm like, that would make perfect sense if that was just if that was literally an episode that just she was having, where she's basically having to confront herself, but the whole world looks like what she's going through. And everybody nods in solemn agreement.
Yeah. Well, I'm stuck.
You stuck? Can you hear us, Sonny? I hear you just fine, FYI. So yeah, okay. Yeah, anybody else got anything to add about us before we move on to the next subject? Speak now or forever hold your peace. All right, moving on. So I'm sorry.
I do, but I think I want to wait until we have more people ready to discuss it more. So
okay, all right. Yeah. I think we're only missing Myduza.
Okay.
We'll bookmark that until I can really. There's some information I really want to get from that.
That's fair. Y'all let me know when you're ready to revisit it. Okay. I'm cool for that.